Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
This is Weather Weekly, special edition of Snow Talk on Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, and a lot to get to here with the forecast as we are now less than a day away, less than 24 hours away from snowfall invading central Indiana. We're going to have an update on some of the new alerts that have been issued during the early morning hours of Tuesday, what they mean, and of course, the key parts, the timing of when the snow arrives, and of course, how much snow you can expect when this is all over with sometime Wednesday afternoon. That's coming up next here on Weather Weekly Snow Talk Special Edition. Stay with us. Weather Weekly Snow Talk on a Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. Good to be with you here. I am meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Let's get down to it here and give you a quick update on what's happening now. And I'm recording this at 8:40 in the morning on Tuesday. So the latest data right now, and we'll start with alerts. This happened just about 4 o'clock this morning. Much of central Indiana included in a winter storm warning. And that would obviously include the Indy metro area, all of the donut counties. This will begin at 1 a.m. Wednesday, the 25th, and continue until 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 25th of 2023 here. And that's when we think the bulk of this snowfall will arrive. Northern parts of the state, extreme northwestern Indiana under a winter weather advisory. Same thing down in southern Indiana with a winter weather advisory. That would include places like Bedford and Seymour and Point South, all the way to the Ohio River. And again, same time frame, 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, the 25th. Honestly, if you listened to the podcast yesterday, really, we haven't made any major or significant changes to this upcoming forecast here. The timing, we believe that we're going to start to see precipitation arriving by late night, Tuesday night, probably closer to midnight in southwestern Indiana. Maybe briefly rain before we see that completely change over to heavy wet snow during the overnight hours. And we're going to see this accumulate pretty quickly. I know the ground is relatively warm, but if you look back to Sunday, it didn't take a lot of snow, snowfall during that morning to actually accumulate. We got about 1 to 2 inches. I think you're going to get heavier rates of snow out of this system here. Now, this is going to be a really heavy, wet snow. All right. So it's not going to be kind of fine, powdery, whipping around. So it's going to pack in pretty tight. So I mentioned this yesterday that the amount that falls may not equate what you actually measure completely on the ground because of the moisture content with this snowfall. Add to that, we may be mixing things a little bit as well with a little bit of sleet, a little bit of rain as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. And so your snow totals in terms of what's on the ground may be a little bit lower than what the actual accumulation or what has fallen from the ground. All right. So timing, again, heavy snow during the overnight hours. You're going to have some accumulation here, and that's going to continue into the morning drive. We are concerned with the morning drive, regardless of you only pick up an inch or two in some of the advisory areas, or if you pick up several inches, if you're in the winter storm warning. It doesn't take much to make for a miserable morning commute. And I think it's going to be extremely difficult with not only snow on the ground, but the snowfall rates that will be falling during the Wednesday morning drive. So I know many of you don't get called out of work because of bad weather. So just plan accordingly. Give yourself lots and lots and lots of time because we know it is going to be probably difficult for traveling as we go throughout the morning drive. Now, consistent snow is probably going to linger around the metro area for much of the morning, kind of tapers off late morning and into the afternoon hours. It should lighten up. We'll still have some snow around. It could be enough to kind of coat some things here, but the bulk of the accumulating snow should be done as we go into the second part of the day. In fact, we could even sneak in a little bit of rain mixing in with snow at times as we go to the afternoon hours here. So just something to be aware of in terms of the snowfall timing. Okay. Afternoon drive, probably a little better off than what we expect in the morning. Not perfect, not great, but because temperatures are going to be hovering around freezing, chemicals are going to work. Snowplows will be out in full force by that time, and the heaviest snow should be long gone. And so we're hoping that at least some of the main thoroughfares should be in much better shape for the Wednesday afternoon drive, and that will continue into Thursday morning as well. Final snow totals in the warning area. All right. That's much of central Indiana, 4 to 8 inches. I know it's a wide spread. A large spread, I guess I should probably say. I think we easily get to 4 inches in that warning area for most locations. 8 inches, I don't think will be as widespread. It's going to be very much hit and miss. Probably the better chances for that to occur in northwestern Indiana, where you may actually get some colder temperatures kind of working in. And so you may have some higher snowfall ratios. I mentioned earlier about kind of how wet the snow is going to be because we're going to be hovering around the freezing mark. You may actually get some more fine powdery snow in the northwestern portions of our area on the back end as we get later into the morning on Wednesday. And so your numbers may be just a touch higher. And you may have a better opportunity of seeing some of those 8-inch numbers. And there could be some isolated higher amounts. Don't want to rule that out. But I think consistently 4 to 8 inches is probably a good bet in that winter storm warning area. If you're under a winter weather advisory, you're probably looking at around 1 to 4 inches of snowfall. Not as much, but again, because of the timing being it Wednesday morning, it will most certainly be impactful. All right. So that's kind of where we stand now. Again, we'll update you if we see any changes, but since we're now getting a little bit closer, it looks like we feel a little more confident in the track, the timing. There still could be some flies in the ointment. I think the biggest one of those is going to be the changeover that potentially sneaks into southern Indiana. And, if you get some rain or some sleet mixing in, that's going to limit your snowfall totals. How far north does that slide? Could it sneak into Indy? If it does, we're going to have substantially lower amounts of snowfall in Indianapolis. We're kind of on that southern edge in the city here. So there could be southern metro counties where you don't get a ton of snow, and then you slide up north and you're going to see a significant amount. It could be a very sharp gradient there. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. But again, bottom line, whether you get 1 inch of snow or you get 8 inches of snow, the morning drive for Wednesday is going to be quite treacherous. So please plan accordingly and expect some delays at minimum in many school districts, if not some cancellations or sliding to e-learning days. I know it's probably a little bit easier for some of those school districts to pull that trigger because of the availability of e-learning. Does make things a little bit earlier. You don't have to make that up later into the season. So everybody stay safe. Of course, we will keep you updated as we go throughout the day. We'll wrap everything up coming up next here on Weather Weekly. Again, just a quick recap, 4 to 8 inches across much of central Indiana starting late Tuesday night after midnight and continuing through Wednesday morning. That's the bulk of our snowfall accumulation. So be weather aware as you're getting ready to make your way into work Wednesday morning. I should also note that the winds will pick up, probably gusting at around 30 miles per hour because the snow is going to be pretty heavy, pretty wet. Not that fine powdery snow. Blowing and drifting shouldn't be a huge issue. It could limit your visibility a little bit going into work on Wednesday morning, but I don't anticipate huge drifts or anything like that because our temperatures are going to be hovering around freezing or just above for much of the day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Another special edition of Weather Weekly Snow Talk on January 24th, 2023. 2023. Everybody stay safe. We will continue to keep you updated, of course, on air and online, Wish TV and wishtv.com, the Storm Track 8 weather app. And if you want to follow along on my social media pages, Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook and @Marcus Bailey on Twitter and Instagram as well. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a great Tuesday. Stay safe and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.